In this video, I will demonstrate how to create a turn lane for an existing or standalone project. In creating a turn lane, we will first review the files needed. We're going to review and edit our template. We will apply a linear template, add parametric constraints and point controls, and finally, review our results. In my active design file, I have referenced my existing terrain, and I also have my field map. The first thing I'm going to do is ensure that my terrain is set to active. It is. Next, because we are creating a turn lane, I'm going to copy from my field map my center line and also the edge of pavement for which I will apply my linear template. I'm going to right click in my design file, which is going to open my shortcut menu. I'm going to select copy, select my center line. At my key in, I'm going to key in dx equals 0. This allows me to copy from my reference file and not shift the element being copied in my X, Y, or Z direction. I'm going to select enter. My center line has been copied. I'm going to escape, right click once again, copy, do the same for my edge of pavement. Right click or escape. Now to ensure that those elements have been copied, I'm just going to turn off my field map display, and those two elements are copied. My next step is to assign feature definitions for my center line and my edge of pavement. I'm going to navigate to the Geometry tab. From General Tools, I'm going to select Standards, and I'm going to select Set Feature Definition. For my right edge of pavement, I want feature type linear. Feature definition, existing right edge of pavement. I'm just going to rename my feature to right underscore EP. Notice I have a prompt to locate element. I'm going to select my edge of pavement, reset to complete. So I'm going to right click. I'm going to escape out of the command. I'm going to do the same for my center line. Standard, set feature definition. I'm going to change my feature type from linear to alignment. Feature definition. I'm going to select Geom baseline, and for the name, just CL. It's going to have a prompt to locate my element, so I'm going to select my center line and I'm going to reset to complete. For now, I'm going to close my reference dialog box. And because we want our template to follow our edge of pavement and center line, I must create 3D features for these. So what I'm going to do is select my center line. I'm going to select Open Profile Model, and I'll just open View 8 and left click. I can now see that my alignment is actually reading east to west versus west to east. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and transpose my center line. I'm going to deselect my alignment by left click. I'm going to navigate to the horizontal group and modify, transpose element. Note my prompt, locate first element to transpose. I'm going to select my center line, locate next element. I'm going to go ahead and select my edge of pavement also. I'm going to right click to complete and left click to accept. I'm going to select my element selection, select my center line, profile, open my view, and note that my profile is now reading west to east. I'm going to set my profile as active. Left click to clear. I'm now going to select my edge of pavement. going to select Profile, and I'm going to select my view. And note my profile is reading in the correct direction. I'm going to select that profile and set it as active as well. Now that my feature definitions are set and I have created profiles for both the edge of pavement center line, I'm going to go ahead and close my profile. And now I'm going to review my template that I want to apply. So I'm going to navigate to Corridors, Template. I have a turn lane right template. I'm going to zoom out just a bit. And the first thing I'm going to do is create a null point to follow the center line. And I'm doing this because I want my turn lane here to follow the same slope as my existing travel lane. So I'm going to right click, add new component, null point. I'm just going to place my null point out here. I'm going to double click on it, and I'm going to call this center line or CL. I'm going to apply and close. Now once again, I want the turn lane slope to match the travel lane slope. So I'm going to edit my edge of pavement point. I'm going to change my constraint from slope to vector offset. And I want to follow my center line and my right EP. There should be a difference of 0 there. And I'm also going to add a label of right underscore outside edge of pavement. We're adding this label so that we can control our parametric constraints. I'm going to apply, close. I'm going to close. Do I want to save changes? Yes. Now that my template has been edited, I'm now ready to apply my linear template. I'm going to navigate to Model Detailing to apply linear template. And I'm actually going to place my turn lane here. Following my prompt, I'm going to locate the element to apply template. So I'm going to select my edge of pavement. Now I'm going to left click to select my template, my start station, 92 plus 00. I'm going to enter and left click to accept. My end station is 96 plus 30. I'm going to enter, left click to accept. Now I have a prompt to select side. Of course, I want my right side here. Just going to left click. I'm not going to key in the description. And my template has been placed. I'm going to escape out of the command. Now the next step we need is to add a transition. This is our existing edge of pavement, and we're adding this turn lane. But we want to taper. Let's select my handler. I'm going to select my corridor creation tool. I'm going to select corridor objects. Parametric constraints. I'm going to add a new parametric constraint. And I want my parametric constraint to start at the beginning. So that's at station 92. I'm going to stop at station 93. And remember, we added a label in our template because we want to control that edge of pavement. And we're going to do so by tapering the right outside edge of pavement at constraint label. My start value is going to be 0 because I want to taper from 0 to 12. With my entries populated, I can now Just left click through to accept those. And we can see that we now have a taper for our turn lane. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is add point controls. I want to ensure that the null point center line in my template follows the center line in my design file. So I'm going to select point control. I'm going to select add. My start and stop section is going to be the length of my template drop. The point that I want to control is the center line. The mode, I'm going to select both. And my plan point is going to be center line as well. I do not want any offsets. I want to follow the existing offset that is already there, as well as the elevation. So I'm just going to left click through and select the entries that I have set. I'm going to close my dialog box, and we're going to review our turn lane using dynamic cross sections. So I'm going to navigate to corridors, dynamic sections. I'm going to select my handler. I'm going to open my view, just left click. I'm just going to advance through. Once again, we're starting at 0. And we can actually see our taper as it widens from 0 to 12. And we can also see that we're following the existing slope. And that concludes this demonstration.